Alright, so what's going on? What is going on, people? I know you want to know what is going on. So do I. I want to know everything, like you do. First of all, I'm going to check what I really need to check, which is the sound. Testing 1 2 3. Should be a little bit better. We are working on all that. Let's see what's going on. Anything working? No. I think it's a little better than it was earlier, but we'll see how we're going as the journey continues. It's very dark here at the moment. Now let's see. Right, just checking the sound, everyone, before I continue my journey. I just thought I'd go live and say hello again, but the trouble is I can't say hello if you can't hear me. Well, I can, but you won't hear me. Right, are we set? I'm just getting a few things sorted out, including my bearings. Almost ready to, I was going to say set sail, but number one, you can't hear me saying it, and number two, well, not too clearly. Oh dear, awful sound. What's going on? What's going on, people? Can you still not hear me? Terrible. Terrible state of affairs. Right, what is indeed going on here? I'm not impressed. Not impressed with the technology that we're using at the moment, but we'll get to the bottom of it at some point. Let me double check. How are we doing on Facebook? That is the question. Gonna have to double check that as I sit here, spending 5 minutes or so. Oh, now that sounds a little better, I think. Doesn't it? That is the question. Gonna have to double check that as I sit here, spending 5 minutes or so. Oh, now that sounds a little better. No, I'm still not happy with the sound, guys and girls, and it's crazy because the moment we set off here, it kind of causes us a problem. Very bizarre. No, I'm still not happy with the sound, guys and girls, and it's crazy because the moment we set off. Absolutely mad. Microphone right next to your mouth. Get, as I say, it sounds like it's on the other side of the planet. Not acceptable. But we'll get to the bottom of all of this soon. Oh, I have another idea that I wonder. Let me just check something else, guys and girls. On the other side of the planet. Not acceptable. But we'll get to the bottom of all of this soon. I have another idea that I wonder. Let me just check something else, guys and girls. On the other side of the planet. Very unimpressed. I wonder, and that's the trouble, we've been wondering for the last 4 hours or so, trying to just figure out what's going on with the sound on these broadcasts. I think it's improved now that I've just switched something off, but hey, once we've got it up and running, we'll be there. Makes it sound like we haven't done this before, only a few hundred times, but very strange. Technical problems. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Right. All I can say is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What this is causing me, the problems it's causing. You won't know half of what's going on here, people. Right. I think we're pretty much there now when it comes to solving what is a absolutely very silly problem. Silly in the sense it just doesn't make sense at all. Doesn't make any sense. Which is why I've got to sort it out. Right now. Not sure what that vehicle's doing in front. Not sure he's sure either. Okay. Well, I've sort of, when I say got to the bottom of it, I know what to do right now to ensure that we don't have a problem for the rest of this broadcast. But, well, okay, nearly done, guys and girls. Absolutely absurd, the links that I'm having to go to here. To sort out the sound. But as I say, once we get to the bottom of it, then it should be plain sailing in the future. Doesn't sound too good to you right now, I know. But hey, if you have some patience, you need plenty of that with what I'm trying to do right now, which is sort out the connectors, sort out the microphone. Shouldn't really be talking, should be just doing. Well, I think we've just done. I think that should be much better going forward. Literally, that's what we'll be doing in a couple of minutes, I'd like to think. It won't be too clever if we start travelling in reverse. Let's put it like that. So forward is the ideal direction, and I don't plan on travelling in anything other than a forward direction. I'm sure there's the odd one or two people out there that would love it if I did start travelling sideways or something. Right, where are we? Final checks, everyone. Ironic that we're right next to the airport. We're not going to be flying either. Okay. I think we're ready to rock and roll now, people. Almost literally. So we're good to go on Face Days, whatever it is these days. And how about you guys and girls on Periscope? It's very dark out there, isn't it, though? Oh my goodness me, who's just joined us? Is that Ian? No, I can't see at the moment because we're doing all sorts of things, but you've joined us. Thank you for joining us. Jolly good. At least I know. That's interesting. The sound is worse on Periscope. I am Runa Umar. That's interesting to note that the audio is much worse on Periscope, whereas on Facebook it's very good. And elsewhere, where are we at the moment? Are we on? Oh, we are on YouTube. So perhaps you want to check us out on YouTube, as I do now, just to check the sound there as well. Wow, I've learned something very, very new and worthwhile knowing. Haha. So the Periscope platform itself is actually a problem. If you're listening on Periscope, terribly sorry. As I try one more time to double check that. It's awful. I know what's going on there now as well. Excellent, excellent. I'm very happy. I'm very happy that things are working. I'm very confident things are going to stay working, and now we know for the future what we need to be doing, which is it's more simple than we realised. Right, good stuff. Where are we? What are we going to be monitoring today? Is it Facebook, Periscope or YouTube? And the answer is oh wow. Looks to me like it's going to be YouTube all the way going forward. Wow. There we go. We have our settings settled. Something like that. Right everyone, onwards and upwards. All checks complete. And again, we're not flying along because it's very, very dark out there. And not just that. Tonight we have the added problem of precipitation that we have to be well aware of. Right. We are once again off. Let's just hope that the rain is behind us, because if it's not, well, it's not going to be a great journey. Could be worse. We will get there. Once again, if you're just joining me, I cannot see your comments at the moment. Maybe we want some of this, perhaps. No, we don't want any of that because we can't hear a thing. I was going to say listen to some music, but apparently that's not so possible right now. Very strange. Right. Well, it wasn't like this earlier on, was it? But it is now.
It's got a vintage Prince feel, this track production on it. Fabiano Palladino, Waiting, absolutely love it. And I want to introduce you to someone brand new now, or a new name tonight. He's Pretty Sick, that is the name of the band, and it is a lady called Sabrina Fuentes. She's 20 years old, she's a front woman, she's NYC born.
everyone. Hope you're doing good there. Better than this weather. Does seem to have eased off a bit, the rain, somewhat. So hopefully the rain is actually behind us, but it's looking pretty treacherous only because we had to pass that truck, and hopefully the precipitation now will slow down somewhat. Yeah. What's it like where you are at the moment? Probably bright sunshine, 90 degrees, huh? Where are you? Alice Springs? Probably a bit hotter there from what I seem to remember people telling me about the place. Oh yeah. Remember, I can't see your comments live and direct right now. Just testing out the technology, everyone. If you're watching on Periscope, you'd be better off heading over to YouTube, because our tests, as I've just confirmed a few minutes ago, well, they've quite simply let me realise that the sound is far much better on YouTube while we're live. It's not bad on Facebook Live either, but go check it out on YouTube if you are on Periscope and you want to be heading over to, well, if you look for my name on there, Martin Shine, you'll find us on YouTube. Martin Shine Lion on Facebook, and compare the sound between Periscope, that's Twitter as well, as well, you see. Oh. We have someone flashing their lights. I think it's a police car. That's unusual. Or maybe not. That was unusual, and it would have been if it was a vehicle operated by the law. It's just someone in a hurry flashing their lights. They were ages behind. They just overtook us, you may have seen, but they wanted to let everyone know that they were travelling through at speed in this weather. Great! Near Stansted Airport, as a reminder, if you didn't hear me mention that earlier on. Probably about maybe 4 miles from Stansted Airport now, something like that. Which is, as I mentioned earlier today when we passed it in the opposite direction, Stansted is London's third airport after Heathrow, the first busiest and main airport, followed by Gatwick. It's definitely dark in these parts this time of the 24-hour cycle. I wonder what it's like where you are, as I said before. Don't even know what time of day or the date it is where you are, because number one, if you're in the southern hemisphere, then it's already tomorrow, while here it's Monday as I say this. In Australia, New Zealand, it's already Tuesday. But then it could be any day if you are someone listening to the replay. Don't know why you would be doing that. This may even be deleted at some point in the not too distant future, and you may not be listening on the replay in the far sort of distant future. All very complicated when we're recording and we're live and we're all across different time zones, which is the case for most broadcasters, be it independent, single people, private broadcasts like this. Well, private in the sense that it's not regulated or controlled by any of the public broadcasters around the planet. But of course this really is as public as it gets when it comes to people wanting to access it. I'd like your feedback on the sound, please, if you could. That would be good. Particularly if you're on FaceSpace or... yeah, that's what I said. As I said earlier, FaceSpace, Facebook, same thing. We can't forget those people who still, in their minds, believe and remember that they were using, and still are, some of them think, MySpace. Wow. All those years ago. Very popular United States was MySpace in particular. Oh yeah. Incredible how MySpace was embraced back in, what was it? How long ago was that now? It was as long ago as the early noughties, wasn't it? And the millennium turn of. Yeah. What are you doing now, people? Are you eating? Are you working? Doing both? Are you resting, about to go to sleep? Are you waking up? I'll answer even, because I am asking, obviously, and that, you know, makes sense that you therefore decide to answer and want to. But that said, I can't see your comments immediately and anytime soon while travelling at the moment. Things will change, oh they will, and we'll definitely be able to have a good old chat in the not too distant future on broadcasts like this. Yep. But one step at a time. Stansted Airport, 3 miles away officially. That's what it said on the sign that we just passed, and you may have seen it to the left a short time ago. This road is extra empty, for want of better words. It generally is at this hour. It is a very good, on the whole, a very good route to use. Generally doesn't cause me any problems whenever I've needed to use it, this particular road. I'm mentioning that, and I'm mentioning particularly the first thing I said, which is that it is considerably empty, because once we reach the next road, which is approximately 1 mile and 3/4 away, it's a busier road. This is an A road, as I was mentioning earlier today when we used it, and we're about to join the motorway, Autobahn, freeway, highway, and that road, well, for a start, it has more lanes than this one does right now, an extra one on the stretch that we'll be joining in it and using. And number two, it is considered, well, as I say, to be one of the fastest, well, the fastest type of road in the UK. Obviously the road isn't fast, it's the vehicles travelling on it. Yes, I know. Yeah, I'm on that one. Airport is just over to our right hand side now, and you're not going to be able to see it. You might see some lights there indicating obviously that we're in a more built up and busy area. There we go. Don't think the control tower, I'm not sure it's going to be visible to any of us at this time of night. He's just over to the right hand side, behind a load of trees. Again, if you're wondering what I'm talking about and thinking, what on earth? Well, yes, at least you got it right there. We are definitely on Earth. Yeah, we are. Even though it might sound like another planet, somewhat. But this is a test broadcast. On this occasion, we test broadcast earlier on, but that was more to do with the video, particularly when it was daylight. And now It's very much to do with the sound, which still wasn't sorted out when this journey began. But I've very quickly realised now what is going on. There's a couple of things, but certainly I know now that there is a inherent problem, it appears, with one platform in particular on the sound side of things, Periscope, Twitter. Because if you go over to YouTube or Facebook, sound is good, particularly on YouTube. It's crisp. It's sounding better than I would have expected it to actually on YouTube, strangely. You can hear a pin drop on there, I think. Sorted all that out. Oh, and for techie people out there, until I actually confirm it, I don't know 100%, but from what it seems, the problem on Periscope is the bit rate on the sound or the sampling rate. But need to look into that more another day. But we're on to something for sure. Here we are, Major Junction coming up now then, as we head south. I think. Yes. Oh yes. Now, a little confused here. Just need to double check my bearings. Because oh dear, oh Lord, I think we've taken a very wrong turning. And that's good that you're joining me on this broadcast now, because it means that it wasn't just for me, and it doesn't just affect me, if that makes sense. Oh, I think we might be okay. Might be okay, people. Might be okay here. If I readjust somewhat. If I readjust somewhat here. Yes, I thought so. Good. I readjust my head, that is. And there we go. I thought it was going to take us longer to get around where we just were. I'm not sure there was a quicker way, or if we had to negotiate the roundabout. I think we did, from memory, but I can't see to confirm now. Anytime. Don't need to confirm. We're on the right path. More to the point, we're on the right road, in the right direction. That is, heading south now. Excellent stuff. I can breathe a little better now. Hopefully you can hear me a little better now. Goodness me. Certainly didn't expect to be driving in the dark and the wet weather. Thought it may have passed by now, or at least we would have passed it. Wowzers. Are you following us yet, people? Are you following? I hope you're following. Share, like, and please do follow whichever platform you're watching this on right now. Please certainly follow for your own benefit, because you won't just be watching someone travelling in the dark and this dire weather going forward. Oh no, there's far more to be watching, particularly when it's daylight. And well, actually, if you want to really know what I'm talking about, well, you can watch the previous broadcast. It's still available at the moment, so go check it out. That said, the sound's not too good on it. So the video was very good, particularly because it was daytime, daylight. This one, the sound's much better because I've had time now to investigate what could have been causing a problem. And hopefully, going forward in the coming days, it means that both video and sound will be, well, in sync in terms of the quality and their usefulness for your viewing. Yes? Get me? Good, good. We want good audio, listenable sound, and we want clear video, no pixelization, or at least minimal disturbance on vision for your viewing pleasure. I don't think I've driven in such weather for quite a long time. But then, you know, this isn't as bad as it gets. Of course, you know that. This isn't as bad as it gets here because, well, give it a few weeks' time, we'll probably have some snow. In fact, I did hear that by the middle of this week, we should be expecting some snow at parts of the UK. So, yeah, changing times when it comes to the seasons, absolutely. This complete journey from start to finish, I think it should take rather approximately 50 minutes in good conditions. And I think it shouldn't take too much longer, even in these conditions. A total of what, maybe 55 minutes, simply because although the conditions are very bad, the traffic so far, subject to there being any incidents that we see along the way, the traffic is pretty okay, flowing well, and the road is, well, straight, and it's just a case of moving forward. Oh dear, has it gone quiet there? I better just say something, otherwise you'll think the microphone's broken. No, I know that's not true because you can hear the ambient sound. I do think though it's worth taking advantage of this moment, in as much as I'm forgetting just how much improved the sound is right now. The sound of my dulcet tones, and some would say, and yeah, that's good. And I'll definitely be replaying this myself later on, if not in the next 24 hours, certainly in the next coming days, just to make sure that we're onto the right path when it comes to ensuring that technically we have eliminated any problems from the past and any potential problems going forward. This area where we are at the moment, don't know if you can actually make it out on vision, but there was some road maintenance work taking place along this stretch of the motorway. Apparently it says essential travel only, which of course this is for work because of the Corona 19 pandemic here in the UK. We've had various lockdowns over recent weeks. England is currently in some state of lockdown until the 2nd of December at least, and they're going to review the situation on that date. I'll be very surprised if the current lockdown isn't continued in some way. And in fact, over the last 48 hours or so, I've been hearing professionals, medical professionals, saying how they think that the current restrictions, where people are having to stay at home unless they need to travel essentially, the medical professionals are suggesting that, well, actually these measures and restrictions are having a positive effect on the pandemic and slowing it down, the rate at which people are becoming seriously ill. So this is a very interesting take. So because the restrictions are having a good effect, we should continue with them. Okay, but we were told by government that if the restrictions work, well, it means that they can be a bit more lenient and allow people a bit more freedom. But as soon as you do that, people like myself know, and probably yourself, you know, that as soon as you lift the restrictions and allow people to be a bit more social, then we're just going to repeat ourselves with the situation. We're just going to repeat ourselves with the situation. We're going to repeat ourselves. Do you see what I mean? Yes, right, yes. Got the message. A bad, ongoing joke. Yeah, you'll hear that again at some point. Here. In the future, again. Well, let's see, what do we got here? Ooh, I think we've got about, distance-wise, probably about 10 or 11 miles to travel before we start to exit this motorway. And then our journey is almost complete. And I will be disappearing off of here. And you will be going to do whatever you decide you want to do, need to do. Thanks for joining me again, and if you're new, certainly if you're new, do follow. If you are not so new and you're not following, do follow. And if you are someone who's part of the furniture and been with us for a very long time, then, well, you're probably following already. But if you're not, and there's plenty of people like that, I do it myself. I dip in and out of a certain channel, for example on YouTube, on that platform, but I never follow it or subscribe. I should though, and I'm going to have to start to, because of the number, you start losing track if you're not careful, despite them being interesting and favourites of yours. Oh yeah. And then before you know it, suddenly in 6 months' time you'll be like, oh, I haven't listened to that for a while, and you realise there's loads been going on that you've missed out on, all that stuff. So once again, do follow and you'll receive notifications when we go live in the future. You can always ignore them if you're too busy doing other things. But then at the same time, if you're not busy and you really want to join us, you'll be able to. Conditions here, while the rain seems to have I think, slowed down somewhat. It's so dark and, well, I say misty. Definitely there's a spray causing some sort of mist from the water, if nothing else. As I speak, the rain starts somewhat even more. And it becomes a little busy here as it's an intersection, a major one between two motorways. That's why it's very, very well lit along here. And as I say that, I think what we need to do is press that magic button there, because it looks to me like you're becoming a little misted up there, people, on the video side of things, on the vision. And that will be because of the temperature, of course. Yeah, the rain's definitely started again. There's a significant increase there. Oh, that was a sudden stop, wasn't it? Yep. Hopefully it's a little bit more bearable now for you, the sound, after that sudden burst of air, to try and stop the window from misting up any further. It's a little bit empty here at the moment. It'll get busy again shortly. Now, I didn't think it was that far for us to travel before reaching the end of the motorway where we need to be. But apparently, from the last sign that I just passed, it actually is. Yeah, I thought there was a problem with the lights in front. Can you see them flashing on the vehicle to the left? Don't know if you can. But they keep flickering. There they are. I think I don't know if he's got a trailer there, but definitely the lights appeared to be flickering on that. Yeah, I think it's a trailer. And that's what it is. The lights on the trailer are flickering on and off. Okay, now I'm a little confused. I think I know what the issue is. It's just that the sign that we passed a short time ago suggested, as I said, I thought we were a certain distance away from our destination. Then the sign that I just passed signalled potentially that we're much further, but I can see why now. I've understood why now. Right. Looks like the freeway is going to be ending soonish. Certainly going down from the 3 lanes. Did I say the freeway? I did, you see. It's a motorway. We're in England. Oh yes. But of course I generally announce as the motorway or the autobahn, the freeway or the highway for those international viewers. But there you go. See what I did there? Anyhow, everyone, let's have some more air, because I think we need it just to demist the windows a little. But as I was saying, I don't know if you saw that train. That's a train going across that bridge there. That's a subway underground train, a tube train, I'll have you know. That's exactly what that is. It seems a bit strange that, seeing such a train crossing a freeway, motorway, highway, autobahn. Goodness me, it's lucky I only know those handful of terms, isn't it? Otherwise we'd be announcing in Hindi, Aborigine, Japanese, Danish. Yeah. But that'll do. I think we did good to cover, well, more than just one language anyway. Certainly with the autobahn. Yes, and don't forget, American English is a different language. It is definitely different to British English, significantly for Americans and those from the North American continent to sometimes struggle when we say to someone that we want to join the queue in a store to pay for something. Often, well, I've seen people looking at me in a very strange way. Join the queue. Are you in the queue? No. They're in a line. Yeah. Right, now we've got to get this correct. We don't want to make a mistake here. We're going to be turning very soon, I think. Yes. We're going to be turning off definitely to our left. The road splits there, and we don't want to miss that, because otherwise we just might be in trouble. Well, it's been a decent journey, all things considered, everyone. I'll have to double check. I'm moments away from where I need to be. Probably about, as I say, handful of minutes or so. The time we negotiate this new busy road. So I'm going to say goodbye very shortly. We may have to come to a little standstill down here at some signals, traffic lights, and if we do, that'll be probably a good time to say goodbye to you guys and girls. Thanks so much for joining me, however long or not you've been here. Thanks for the support. Do share, do like, and certainly follow, so you don't miss a thing. Things are going to get really exciting. Well, it may take a little while to get the old ducks in some sort of a line and row, but as I say, keep with us, and you will certainly be entertained in one way, if not another. Yeah, particularly like when things go wrong, like they did with the sound earlier on here. But we're getting there, as always. Again, everyone, look after yourselves, stay safe, and I'm going to terminate this broadcast right now because I can. I thank you. Bye-bye.